I'm going to teach you a 3-minute chord exercise to help improve your fretting hand fast. My name is Jake, and for the past 16 years, I've been teaching the coolest people on the internet how to play guitar. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a practice routine that you can use that takes 3 minutes to improve your chord changes over the next few days and weeks. We're going to use our 5 basic chords, C, A, G, E, and D, but we're going to play them in a specific order. And on each change, we're going to focus on a specific technique for changing chords. Let's dive into it. The order is going to be D, G, A, E, and then C, and then back to the beginning. But the real trick comes in the technique we focus on as we change to each chord. For you right now, which of these chord changes is the most difficult? Let me know in the comments. I want to see if we're all on the same page or if everybody's got a different struggle. The first change we're going to do is D to G. Now, when we play D, we're going to have our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. I want to leave that finger in place as I move to the G chord. Now, I don't have a pinky, but you probably do, so you'll put your pinky on 3rd fret of the thinnest string. I'm just going to mute the thinnest string for mine. What I'm using is a technique called an anchor finger. My ring finger is staying on 3rd fret of the 2nd string as I change between these 2 chords. So when I go from the D to the G, I want to focus on keeping this finger in place as I move to the G. The next change I do is going to be from G to an A. In this instance, what I want to do is I want to slide my ring finger down to 2nd fret and then fill in the A chord. I'm using that slide to help me find the notes of the A chord. The next change goes from A to E. For this change, I want to take my middle finger and my ring finger and I want to move them as a unit. For the A chord, I'm using index, middle, and ring fingers, all on fret 2 of strings 4, 3, and 2. I want to take my middle and ring finger as a unit, and I want to move them from strings 2 and 3 to strings 4 and 5. So I'm focused on bringing that unit together and then filling in my index finger to make that E chord. My next change is going to be from an E to a C chord. I'm going to focus on using my index finger as what I call a target finger. I'm going to put my index finger on 1st fret of the 2nd string first and then fill in the rest of the C chord coming from the E. Then to get back to the beginning, I'm going to use my ring finger as a target finger, moving from the C chord to the D chord. Lift up my fingers, put my ring finger down on 3rd fret of the 2nd string first, and then fill in the rest of the D chord. Now we know how to perform the exercise and what to focus on, but before I show you exactly what to do for those 3 minutes, if you've been getting a lot out of this lesson, I think you would also enjoy my community and course at school.com/guitargympro if you want to check it out. For the exercise, I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. And then I'm going to set my metronome to 76 beats per minute. Now you could go a little slower, maybe 60, 68. You could go a little faster, maybe 92 or 100. It just depends on how confident you are in your chord changes so far. Then, as I start the metronome, I'm going to strum my first chord. I'm going to focus on the technique that I'm using to get to the next chord. As soon as I strum my first chord, I'm going to start moving to my second chord focused on the technique. Now, if I get to my second chord early, I just wait for beat 1 and then strum, and then I move on to my next one. Let's give it a shot. 3, 4, D. Using the anchor finger, getting to the G. Using the slide down to A. Moving my fingers as a unit to E. Target finger to C. Target finger to D. Now I'm at the beginning again, so anchor finger to G. Slide down to A. Fingers as a unit to E. Target finger to A. C, target finger to C. And then target finger back to D. And you would just repeat that till the buzzer goes off for 3 minutes. We are using all our main techniques for changing chords, for focusing on getting from where we are to where we want to be for the new chord, all within 3 minutes. Now, if this went really well today, you were about 80% right or more, tomorrow, try the metronome a little bit faster. If it was a struggle today, consider slowing down the metronome. And if you felt like it was pretty good, but you need a little more practice, keep it at the same speed tomorrow and try to speed up the next day.